Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope y'all are doing well. It is a beautiful day here. Well, kind of. Just a little overcast right now, but it's going to burn off, I think. And got a little cooler, a little bit cooler, but that's good because I'm going to be taking my seedlings and transplanting them in the garden today. So today's the day. And hopefully, I've got got a bunch of potting soil that's supposed to be delivered today. I'm hoping that I can get my green stock set up and all as well, but we'll see. A lot to do, and sometimes events happen that change my scheduling plans. But anyway, welcome all to the coffee sessions. Hope you got your coffee ready. Um, we had let's see who we got hanging out with us today before I get rattling on too much here. We got Mr. LB Sharp. Good morning, sir. Larry Galt says, morning, everyone. Rain missed me again, but glad it was full of golf balls. Yeah, you don't want them big old golf balls, Larry. Tomato plants don't like them big old golf balls. Steve Gronsky's in the house. Says, good morning. As the rain continues here in Mustang, Oklahoma. Yeah, I think you've got what's supposed to be heading our way. I think they're saying 50 or 60% chance, so it's still kind of hit or miss for me. But either way, I'm cool with it. David Burnett says, happy Friday, all. It's a cool and rainy weekend forecast here in southwest Missouri. Yeah. Troy Pritchard's here. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Thumbs up. Hey, we got 3 thumbs up over there. I appreciate it, guys. Whoever did it. Thank you. Jesse from JJ Woodshop here. Good morning, Jesse. Gary Hammett is here. Good morning, sir. Kevin Els is watching again. How you doing, Kevin? I don't think Kevin's missed a single episode of Coffee Sessions. He may have, but I don't think so. I think he's seen them all. Bob Sims, how you doing, Bob? Happy Friday to you, sir. M. Cook says, good morning. Got a chance to work in the shop yesterday. Good deal. It's always a good day when you get to work in the shop a little bit. Ronald Cool's watching. How you doing, Ronald? Good to see you. Charles Lawrence. Good day, Dave. Chuck from Denver, he says. How you doing? How you doing, Chuck? Janet Moore's here. Good morning, Janet. Hope all is well in Indiana. Bruce Foley. Good morning, sir. My buddy Doc Whitaker's got his coffee ready, looks like. Good to see you, Doc. Clyde CNC. Good morning, Clyde. Chuck says it's snowing there in Denver. Wow. All right. Here's my favorite solar man right here. Mr. Ryan Ballard. How you doing? Bart Bixel says TGIF, folks. Thumbs up. Thank you, Bart. Ooh, we got 10 of them now. Hot dang. Oh, yeah. Clyde's, I saw he posted on yesterday's video. He's taking a guess at Big Jack's weight, 40.5 kilograms, which helped me with the math now. The way I did it, I did the conversion thing on Google, and it says it was just a shade over 89 pounds, I think. So double check my math or Google's math and see if that's right. About a little over 89 pounds, I think. Stephen Toronto says, buckets all over the house. I hope that doesn't mean leaky roof. That's not good. Hendricks Woodworking is here. Good morning, sir. Keith Stanford says, snowing in New Hampshire. What? Holy cow, that's snowing in the middle of April, for crying out loud. Bill Hoffman's here. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful Friday, he says. Good morning to you, Bill. Good morning to Mary Mallory. She's here this morning. Good to see you. George Ralpha says TGIF. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, look at here. Bob's got another one of his silly on this day things. Let's see. On this day in 1746, how do you say that? Jacobite? I don't know how you'd say it. Rising, 1745, the Battle of Culloden, the last battle on British soil. Royalist troops under the Duke of Cumberland defeat the Jacobite army of Charles Edward Stuart. Okay, I'll take your word for it because none of that means much to me. Yeah, I saw that, Janet. Another crazy person. Looks like. Last I heard, there was like 8 dead, and I don't know whether that was including the shooter or not. But they said he did the suicide thing. So yeah. Hitch Hamilton's in the house. How you doing, Hitch? He says TGIF. Oh, Bob says he lives 2 miles from the site. Okay, so that's, I guess, why it's significant to you. Ryan says, I'm going to start referring to my weight in kilograms. Does not sound as bad. That's probably a good idea. I may try that too. Yeah, it sounds a whole lot better, doesn't it? 9 including the shooter. Yeah. Yeah, I'd heard something about that, sir. I guess I saw something on Facebook, and then when I was watching the news this morning, my local news, because I always watch for the weather, and then they had a segment on there, and then they said Indianapolis, and I thought, oh no. Of course, it's tragic no matter where it happens, I guess, but just seemed like there'd been a lot of them crazy folks. A lot of that stuff going on here lately. But anyway, Jim Sinico says, "Did I miss Jack's weight reveal?" No, we haven't. We haven't even talked about that yet. Let's see. Steven says, "Yes, leaking roof from the last hurricane last night. It's tarp, but too much rain. Construction is backed up for months. Supposed to re-roof next week." Yeah. Oh, man. Disgruntled employee, most likely. Most likely. I don't know. And this thing with the whole pandemic thing has probably got people kind of going crazy too. I know one thing: every driver, male or female, whether it's UPS, FedEx, Postal Service. I don't really talk to the post. About the only postman I talk to is my regular guy, Gary, and I usually just wave at him because he don't have time to stop and talk. He keeps going. But all the other ones, Amazon, all the different drivers I have here, all of them seem really pleasant. Some more than others, because sometimes they're busy and they don't really have time to talk. But some of them will stand there and talk to me a minute. Yeah, but it's I don't know, crazy stuff going on. Crazy stuff. But yeah, as y'all know, if you tuned in yesterday, we were talking about Jack's vet visit, his annual, checkup. He goes at least that one time a year to get everything done, and then fortunately, knock on wood, he usually doesn't have to go back for anything else because I haven't had any issues. Nothing going on. But I got to tell you, I'm a little bit disappointed. And I guess I'm gonna have to call back over there, and I'm sure they're going to end up making me mad, and I don't like being mad. But Jack had some stuff on his side, and it may be nothing. It may be just he's shedding funny or whatever, but it looked like uh, just a couple of spots where his fur, I guess, is real thin than others. So it just looks funny. And so when I went over there, like I said, with all this COVID deal, you can't, they don't let you go in there with your dog anymore. Uh, and I got over there, man, the parking lot was packed. There wasn't even a place to park. I had to pull over in the grass somewhere. And a gal came out. I'm going to call her Gal A because I had three different ones. Gal A comes out, I guess, to check me in. Told her who I was. Well, Jack had an appointment at 3. I said, it's a little, I know it's not quite 3. I'm early, but I'd rather be early than late. And so she said, okay, well, somebody will be out to get him in a little bit. And I'm like, okay, good deal. So we sat there, and the way I parked, and like I said, when I pulled in there, and it's tight, there's not like that building doesn't set way off the road, and the parking lot is right next to a really busy highway. And so there's not a lot of room. But anyway, I'm over there in the grass. I don't think it was even a spot. But anyway, so I waited. When somebody else left, I moved and pulled into spot number 15. Well, then as I pull into spot number 15, I see a sign, and it says, don't move parking spots after you've been checked in. I'm like, well, I'm a little late for that now. But the main reason I wanted to move is because the way I was sitting, the sun was shining right in on Jack. And if you're a big old black dog, you do not like the sun shining on you in a car. So he was getting pretty hot, slobbering all over everything. So I moved, and then that way he wasn't in the sun. But anyway, they found me, and Gal B came out to get him, and she was real nice. And she took a look at, and I told her, I said, well, I said, there's 3 things I want to make sure I tell you, because I said, I know I don't get to go in there. I said, I want the doctor to make sure he looks at that spot on the side, and if it's nothing, good, but if, I just want to make sure they look at it. So that's one thing. I said, the second thing is I'm totally out of NexGard, which is his flea and tick thing. I give it to him the first of every month. So this past April 1st, he took the last one. And those things work great. I never see a tick on him. In fact, I should probably chew those things because I find them on me more often than anything else. But anyway, so that was the second thing. I said, I need to get a refill on the NexGard. And then I said, the third thing is, I says, I know from when I've always brought them over here before, one of the first things you do is you go and you put them on the scale and weigh them. And she says, yeah. I said, well, make sure. I says, I do a live stream every weekday morning. And I says, we have to know. It's critical. We must know what his weight is. I said, I had a bunch of viewers guess. So we need to know the weight. So make sure I get that paper. So she kind of thought that was funny, I think. But anyway, so then she says, she's looking at Jack, after I started talking about his weight. And she's like, well, tell you what, can you do me a favor and can you help take Jack right up to the door, and then I'll just take over for. And I think maybe she was thinking that if something happened and he decided to go, she wouldn't be able to hold him, which is probably the case. But anyway, I said, yeah. And of course, Jack's a good boy. He went right up to the door. And as soon as she, got in the door, I just handed her the leash and off he went. But, so anyway, and then of course he was in there probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes, I guess. I sat out there for quite a while because they were, like I said, the place was packed. They were really busy. But anyway, so I've got the results, and I thought I would. Let me see if I can bring this up here. Just to refresh everybody's memory. Janet says, did they put Jack on a diet? I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, here, just to refresh y'all's memory, here is y'all's guesses. How much does Big Jack weigh? Here's your guesses. Hendrix Woodworking, 107, so on and so forth. You can see what everybody guessed. And we had 20, well, actually 21 if we're counting Clyde. Like I said, I think the 40.5 kilograms comes out to be a little over 89 pounds. But anyway, let me tell you, I went before I took him yesterday. I have over here in my file cabinet, I have a folder that I've kept on Rocky and then Jack and Rocky and now just Jack. And I always save all these things. I don't really know why, but I save all the papers that I get from the vet. And anyway, so I looked up, and like I said, he got both of them, Rocky and Jack, have always gone over there for their annual checkup thing and all their shots and all that kind of stuff in April. So 2 years ago, on April 23rd, Jack weighed, this is 2 years ago now, Jack weighed 110 pounds. Okay. Last year, on April the 3rd, I guess is when he went. That's what the date was on the thing. Jack weighed 118 pounds. Okay. Now, those of you who got those low numbers, don't get discouraged because he might have lost weight. Yeah. No, sorry. You're sorry. If you didn't guess at least 100 pounds, you're way off. But anyway, the official number, and this is where it got messed up, because remember yesterday I said, just for fun, we'll play this like The Price is Right, where it's the one that's the closest without going over. But I was saying it like that because I thought for sure that they were just going to have whole numbers, you know. But they did a number point, you know, they got a decimal point in there. So they've got, so that kind of throws it off, because now we have a person who's technically over, but that person is really closer and just barely missed it. And then the person that, you know, by what I said, got to be closest but not over, that person's really farther away from it than the other. But anyway, Jack weighs, as of yesterday, are you ready for this? He weighs, oh, I better put my glasses on. He weighed 123 pounds, 0.8. So it's 123.8. So if you look down here, like I was saying, let me add this back on here. Mr. Kevin Els said 123. So technically, based on the way I said it would be, person who gets the closest without going over, he would be technically the winner, which, of course, you know, like I said, the winner, all you get is bragging rights, and maybe a possible career at a carnival or something. So he guessed 123, which would make him the closest without being over. But then my buddy Doc Whitaker down here said 124 pounds, which means even though he was over, he was only over like 0.2 pounds. And I didn't know they were going to I didn't know they were going to write it down that precise. I thought they would just round it. So if you round it up, he's 124 pounds. And all you folks who guessed, all you folks who guessed below 100 pounds. Let me see if I can find it here. I'm trying to find it here because I showed several pictures yesterday. And where in the heck is it at? It's farther back than I thought, I guess. Okay, this is probably the good one. All right, I showed pictures like this. So I'm just saying, that looks like a lot more than 100 pounds to me. So yeah. Now you know why I call him Big Jack, because he's Big Jack. And he's snoring right here. Paul says, did Jack eat a big lunch before he went to get weighed? No, actually, Jackie did do a number 2 right before we went, so that probably took off a couple of pounds right there. so he might have been 125 or 126 if he hadn't done that before he went over there. But anyway, getting back to the thing, like I said, Gal B was the one that came out to get him. And then, of course, when he comes back, it's now a different gal. We'll call her Gal C. And she brings him back, and he gets in the car. And then I have to give her my card. And, it's all because of the COVID thing. Nobody can go in there. So she has to go in there and, pay for it. And Clyde's got it in kilograms. Yeah, Ryan, I think you're right. We should start using our weight in kilograms, because that sounds a whole lot better than 124 pounds. Well, anyway, so she goes in, brings my receipt out, and she comes back. And again, like I said, this is a third different person I'm talking to. And so she hands me my paperwork and my card back and starts to walk on. I said, wait a minute. I said, Gal B said that, when I asked her to have the doctor look at that stuff on the side, and let me know if it was anything to worry about or if it was nothing. And I says, but, and she said the doctor would call you on your phone. I said, my phone's sitting right here. I said, doctor hadn't called. And I says, do you know what the deal was with that? So Gal C says, well, I don't know. You probably have to call back later. And I'm thinking, that's why I'm here now. I'm sorry. I know the pandemic stuff's going on, but it just really irritated me. I'm thinking, I'm here now. I asked you to look at it. So I bet they didn't even look at it. And I'm sure if I call back and say, hey, I was there yesterday and, I want to know what, they probably seen so many dogs they're not going to remember. So I don't know. So I'm a little ticked about that. I don't, I get they're trying to keep everybody safe and all that, but you still got to do what I'm paying you to do. So I'm a little peeved about that. No, they didn't, because they didn't tell me what that was on his side. They didn't tell me nothing. You don't get to talk to the doctor. Like I said, they didn't call me like that gal said she was going to. So, no doubt when they were examining him, they probably thought, man, this guy big. But no, because they've done that with Rocky before. Back when Rocky at his fighting weight, I guess, his heaviest weight was still less than 80 pounds. He was like around 79 point something or whatever, just a hair under 80 pounds. And there was been times when they'd say, hey, you might want to cut back on the treats a little bit. So I'm sure they probably Well, Janet, that might be, and I hope that's the case. But still, what I'm saying is I'm ticked because Gal B, when I told her to have them, check that, she said, "Well, yeah, they'll look him over, and the doctor will call you on your phone. We got your number right here." I'm like, "Okay, great," and it just doesn't happen. So I'm not liking the whole COVID uh, vet deal. I'm not digging it anymore. You know, you pay all that money, and all I got to talk to was three different girls that are just, they're not vets. They're just people running dogs back and forth, or cats, or whatever their pet happens to be. But anyway, all right. So yeah, I think we should, to be politically correct, we would have to call it kind of a tie because, like I said, Kevin Els was the technically correct winner, but as far as being dead closest, my buddy Doc Whitaker was there because I really thought they'd just round it up. I didn't know their scale was that that accurate, and I'm assuming he had all 4 feet on the scale. hope he uh, didn't have any off that. Janice says paperwork doesn't say what they charge for. Yeah, I got paperwork right here, but it just says that he got his, and a lot of these words I can't pronounce, some kind of vaccine, rabies vaccine, the heartworm test, the fecal exam, which he loves that part. Uh, and it says nail trim, but I can tell you right now, they didn't trim his nails. And then the biggest expense of the whole thing was refilling that next card. It's a 6-pack of things. They're little. They kind of look like little treats. That's why I like them, because Rocky was real picky, so you always had to try to fool him. But then when they came out with something that uh, they disguise it where it looks like a treat and tastes like a treat, um, he would even take them. But yeah, that was $105.50 just for 6 of those. But they do work really well. I've had Rocky on them for a long time. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, it's just this page just got his new tag, which I haven't put on him yet. Yeah, 123.8 pounds. And what's funny is, as I didn't mention this part, but as I was getting him out of the car, because like I said, Gal B wanted me to walk him to the door. As I was getting him out of the car, and I just finished telling her about the live stream and how everybody was trying to guess what his weight was. She says, "Well, what do you think he weighs?" And I said, "Well, if I had to guess, I would say he's somewhere between 120 and 125 pounds." And of course, here's a gal who, that's her job, is taking dogs in and putting them on scale. So I figure she's probably got a pretty good idea. And she just kind of smiled and looked at me and says, "Yeah." She goes, "I think you're probably right in the ballpark." And of course, 123.8. So I was right there in the range. So, uh, well, it could be, but what irritating is, as I'm saying this, they're writing this stuff down. They all, because they're trying to keep up with who's, because they're out in the parking lot. They had to write down what kind of car, what color car I was in, so they know, you know, who, whose dog is whose and all that stuff. It's a real cluster over there. But that could have happened, I suppose. But still, or maybe she set the note down, the doctor didn't read. I don't know, but it just really irritated me that they said, "Well, they'll call you on your phone," and they don't even do that. I don't know. Kind of irritating. Because I've always liked, in the past, you always go in with the dog, and I've always done that with Rocky. Before the COVID thing, I'd always say, hey, he's got these lumps and stuff here. Is that anything I need to worry about? And the doctor's right there. They check it out. And they take them in and talk to you. Now it's like they don't have time to do nothing. Just get them in, get them out. So I don't know. A little frustrated with it. All right, so are y'all disappointed that you didn't win? We had a lot. Let me look at this real quick. I know my time went off, but we had a whole bunch of people that was like not even 100 pounds. Like it was 83, 99, 92. Bill Hoffman was close to 125. But yeah, quite a few. I looked at those pictures and didn't even say 100 pounds. And I was trying to keep a straight face so I wouldn't give it away yesterday, because without even knowing from last year, I'm thinking, well, I know he weighed 118 pounds last year, and I know I don't think he's lost any weight. If he hadn't lost 18 pounds, that's for sure. Yeah, well, Janet, that's what I figure. I'll call over there and they'll go, oh, we'll bring him back in, and then I'll have to go set and go through all that again and then wait and pay for another office visit and stuff. He was there for yesterday for a checkup. That's what he was there for, And when I say checkup, he's there for all his annual shots and stuff. But he's, they're supposed to look at him, because I specifically asked him to. So I don't know. Yeah, vet comes out to the car. Well, I think they should. I think they should. I think they're just getting too busy. And it's like, well, we don't have time to go out there and talk to the owners, the one that's paying the bill, but let's just send our gals out there to give them the dogs. And then when you ask them, well, we don't know. You'll have to call back. I don't know. I'm just a little frustrated about that. But I think Jack, overall, he's in great health. He's like me, could stand to lose a few pounds, but we'll see. Mike says, our son-in-law took their two dogs for their annual visit a few weeks back. The bill was $700 plus. I think he's going to bring them here to a country vet next time. Yeah. Well, see, my vet bills, I don't know if I've ever paid. I don't think I've ever paid $700, but they've been pretty pricey because it just so happened that I took Rocky and Jack at the same time. So all the stuff they were having done at the same time. All the shots, all the exams, all the stuff I have to buy, the heart guard and the next guard. That's all double because of them. But it has got a lot less now because Rocky's not here. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. I'm way past due, folks. Y'all let me get carried away here. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to get my garden transplanted, all my little seedlings put in the garden. We have some good days later on once the garden gets going good. I'll probably do some live coffee sessions from the garden. And they will do that. I got a laptop I could take out there and may do that if anybody's interested in seeing that. If y'all comment below and let me know. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Y'all have a great, awesome weekend. And we will see y'all Monday, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.